Can you tell me why? How did you find out that you had cancer?
I was playing with my son. We're just wrestling and stuff, and I crossed him over in my bed, and he rested his knee on my breast, on my left breast, and it just hurt, like he triggered it or something, and it started there instantly. It was just a weird feeling. My arm became numb, and it was a Sunday afternoon, and then Monday, the next day, I was at the doctor's.
But how does this experience with you has changed? Because I'm sure it has changed. Like it has changed, like the way you see cancer. Now that you have a daughter. What do you think about that?
Scary, very scary. I did all these tests because of my daughter. I made sure that it wasn't gonna pass over to her, and I mean it's not something that's certain, right? But I told her that for her 21st birthday she's getting a boob job. Funny, right?
Can you tell me about the experience that you had when you went to that checkup for that mammogram? I think you got a mammogram, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell me?
It was actually my sonogram, and then they sent me to a doctor, and I ended up looking for another second advice. And it was scary. It was just like I guess we kind of expected it because of my family history, right? So it was just kind of like we were scared, but it was just like, let's just be ready for the worst, right? And it was scary. It was scary. I cried. I'm not gonna say I didn't cry, but it was hard. It was just a big shocker, you know? Like, who wants to hear that?
How old were you?
I was 29.
29 years old.
29 years old.
When you get diagnosed, they tell you, hey, it's cancer. How do you feel like at that specific moment? What were your thoughts? What came to your mind when you received that diagnosis?
It's crazy, man. I was at home actually. I was at home, and Dr. Victor Diaz called me over the phone, and he did apologize, and he said, you know, I'm sorry I'm telling you over the phone, but you're at the comfort of your home with people you know, and you know it's just more personal. But man, it was a shocker, man. It was just, I felt like I got I don't know, man. It's crazy.
Did something came to your mind at that moment?
Yeah, I was
Did
like,
you think about?
I thought the worst, you know. Yeah, you think so. I mean, you don't want to hear the word cancer, you know. I mean, I know everyone's different, and there's different stages, and everything's different, but it's scary.
Did you think about your children?
My son was only 5 at the time. So it's pretty scary, you know, to see what, you don't know what's gonna happen, you don't know what's ahead of you.
Of course, you're still in a shock. I can imagine. What was next? Like you started to get all this. Was the studies, like all this?
Oh yeah, tests right and left, man. All kinds of tests.
All kinds of tests.
All kinds of tests. I even saw my little bones and stuff, right? My little skeleton figure. They sent me to a lot of testing, and they gave me my options. He told me you have 3 options. You can remove just the tumor. You can have a lumpectomy, or you can remove 1 breast, or you can have a bilateral mastectomy. And I asked him, like, I mean, I don't know what to do. You're my doctor. Like, you tell me what to do, you know?
What type of treatment did you went through?
I had 6 rounds of chemo. I had a bilateral mastectomy. I was on Herceptin for a whole year because I entered a study at Texas Oncology. And so I was in treatment like for a whole year. It was tough. It was really tough.
Did you how did you have like this changes in your physical appearance? Did you feel weak? Did you have any side effects? Did you lost your hair? Can you tell me a little bit about what you went through when you started doing the chemos?
Yeah, I took my hair like 3 weeks before, right? Like 3 weeks before I was strong, and I said, okay, this is it. Let's do it. I'm taking my own hair. I had to cut my nails. always have long nails, and I had to shorten them, or probably take them off, but I just shortened them, you know. So it was like a big changer for me, right? And then I instantly, man, my first chemo, I started getting like those blisters, It was instant, like changes dramatically. Like I was really weak, I couldn't walk a lot, I was always on bed, and my eyelashes started falling, and I look really different.
Did you look yourself in the mirror?
Oh, all the time. It was crazy. But it never changed me inside, you know. I was always the same person. But it was really hard. I gained a little weight. I got really chubby and round. I was always red. Yeah, towards the end of my chemos, I started getting really sick. I ended up in the hospital.
How many sessions of chemo did you do?
6.
6 sessions.
I didn't want to go on. It was just hard. I didn't want to go on. It was really hard. I came in crying once.
And it's like it sounds like a really like straight to the point question. But how did you feel when you lost your breath?
It's sad. I mean, it's really sad. Pero ni modo, right?
Did you thought about your daughters when you were doing that? Were you about your kids?
I think it was the hardest. My daughter was the hardest. Because she was older, you know. She knew what's going on, you know. My son was just a kid. It's hard. It's really hard.
How was that those last chemo? Like, what were the doctors telling you?
It was hard. It was really hard. My last chemo, I had to get pushed back because I started getting heart problems because of the chemo, and then I got really sick and I didn't have an immune system anymore, so I was like wiped out. So they just wanted to make sure that I was okay before they gave me that out of their chemo, but the last 2 just really threw me down. I mean, I think it was the 5th one, right? That I was just like in bed for a whole week, like I couldn't get up. And the last one, it was Christmas, man, it was Christmas. My husband tells me, like, we can stay home, you know, we don't have to be around all these people, we can stay home. And I'm like, no, how can my kids miss a Christmas, you know? And I put on my wig and I got all ready, and then I tried to be brave, right? And I walked into the party with our family and stuff, and then 5 minutes later, I'm like, who am I kidding, you know? Let's go to PJ's instead. So I was out all Christmas. It's just asleep all week. It's crazy. It's real tiring.
Do you think that you were gonna at some point that you were like seriously gonna die?
Yeah. It's horrible. I felt like I was burning inside. It was horrible. It's horrible.
Like, how do you get involved into motorcycles and all this world?
Well, actually, we our first fundraiser was the walk. I sent an email out, and then friends sent it to other friends and family, and then we had like over 100 walkers that year, right? And then the second year, we did my birthday party, and it was all pink party, and all the gifts, I asked for a money donation, and all the money that we received we gave to the American Cancer Society. And then that year we kind of felt like, okay, what kind of more, what else are we gonna do, like fundraising? So, and I mean, we would always hang out with bikers, but never had a bike, you know. And we're like, all right, let's put this together. And we just started, you know, organizing it and how we were gonna work it out. And I ended up buying him a bike that year for our anniversary, and that's how it all started.
Tell me about this riding for Boobs. What is it?
It's a bunch of motorcycles, a bunch of people, a lot of bikers, and they all wear pink and they go all out, you know. It's when you really see men wear pink, the big men, the biker tough guys. And I mean, a lot of people come together, man, and every year since our first year, we've had the support from a lot of people, and they keep doing it. They keep helping us out, and this year it's just out of control. It's big. It's getting big. It's scary.
Who can participate in this?
Anybody.
In this?
Anybody. It's just not for bikers. You know, we have, you know, one year we had a bunch of car clubs come together and they showcase their cars, and I think we're having again this year, right? You know, our families that don't have bikes, you know, they join us and they're there for support, you know. All the money goes to the American Cancer Society.
How long is this event? Like,
it's an all-day event.
What kind of activities do you have? Do you guys have?
Well, you know, we usually, yeah,
groups?
like a bike run usually is like, you know, you go bar hopping from, you know, from bar to bar. And we've done that before, but we like to keep it in San Eli, you know? So this year we're just having 2 stops and we're kind of making it like a bazaar. So we're closing a street up and having like vendors and entertainment.
Why are you organizing an event like this? Why?
I want to pay it back. I want to pay back Marta all the help she's getting. You know, I met her that one time when I walked in, and she was so friendly with her big smile, and you know, we all walked in here, and she was just cool about it. Her and Sonia, I remember Sonia. It was downtown by the courthouse, or by the downtown somewhere. And they were so cool, you know. I walked in with my kids, and they treated me like you know what I mean. Like, it's just, they were so cool about it, you know. Like, they knew what I was going through, and I just want to help other women, you know. Share my story.